As you may know, my name is Henneke Cook, and you have been part of my support team for quite a long time now, for which I am incredibly grateful. It has been wonderful to have people like you supporting me in prayer and in giving over the time that I've been in North Africa. As you may be aware, the country that I was in is now in a lot of turmoil, which led to my team pulling out. The situation became a little bit dangerous and therefore stressful for them. And that meant that I also needed to leave for various reasons. I have spent quite a while trying to work out what it is that the Lord really wants me to do next, whether I should go back in, whether I should stay in Europe, or what I should be doing. I had 3 months in Tunisia late last year and in January this year, which really I think was a time of tying up loose ends. I had a chance to go and pack up my apartment as well. Storing things with the hope that I'll be able to go back at some point. But the Lord really confirmed to me that now is the time to be in Europe. The reason that I'm becoming reconciled to that idea, especially as it's hopefully only for a short time, is that my parents are also becoming older and I would like to be a bit nearer to them. And this is just, it feels like a gift to be able to do that at this time. However, obviously I'm not going to sit idly by, and what has happened is that I've been visiting our team, our AWM Pioneers team in Manchester, and I have discovered that there are a lot of my people living in that city. I feel that I've really been given the opportunity to feel and to understand a little bit about what it is like to be out of your home country, to be displaced. And I've also, had some experience with learning the local dialect. I'd love to be able to continue to do that. And again, that is an opportunity to be working on while I'm in Manchester. So I think I forgot to tell you that I'm hoping to move up to Manchester on the 13th of April, and joining the team there, I will be looking at opportunities for meeting with women and getting them together, working in the community with them, but also working with colleagues to start to share the love of God with the women in that community. I'm very excited about this. It's going to be quite a big change. I'm going to have to adjust to a new team and to adjust to a new city. I'm going to have to adjust to the rain and the cold, but I am quite excited. One side effect of moving into England for a year is that obviously the cost of living will be a bit higher, and that is one of the things that I would ask your support for, that maybe we could find a way of being able to stay in England and live here effectively, not luxuriously, but to have an opportunity to be able to settle well and to flourish and to see God's kingdom come among people of North Africa based in Manchester. Some of these are students, masters and PhD students. Some of them are families who have moved to be with the students. Others are professionals, and some are really immigrants fleeing the desperate situation in their country. So lots of opportunity for lives that are broken to find healing, lots of opportunity for people to find out about reconciliation, because in fact I've already discovered that many of them are living separated, so different groups are in different parts of the city because they can't communicate. They are enemies, and I would love to be involved in reconciliation through Jesus with those groups as well. In the meantime, with the view of going back to North Africa, I will also be trying to recruit a team to write my business plan, to seek support and financing for my community centre project, if and when I can go back. So it's going to be a busy and interesting year, but I am so thankful for your support up till now, and I would really ask you to continue that, because you have been so much part of this journey and of God's work among people in North Africa. And for that, I'm very, very grateful, and may God bless you.
Hi, everyone, and greetings to you. I'm Andrew, and as many of you know, I'm married to Miriam, and we've got 3 children, Ben, Samuel, and Bethany, and we work for Emmanuel International, we're usually based in Iringa in Tanzania, and we're currently on our home assignment in the UK. It was great to visit Emmanuel Tolworth recently and see many of you, and we're really grateful for the support from your church, for the way that you pray for us, especially, and the financial support. So good to know that there's people who are right behind us in our ministry, and yeah, thank you for your prayers. Your prayers are very much answered, and yeah, the help that you provide us with is very valuable to us, and we really do appreciate that. So thank you for your interest in what we're doing. The work that we're doing in Iringa is going well, and our work has been growing over the last few years. We're doing more projects now than we were a few years ago, and we've got a bigger team, both in terms of the expat missionary people that we have on the team, and also Tanzanian people we're seeing our role really is more and more of training up and equipping these young Tanzanian people to do the kind of things that we're doing, so that they can be doing it instead of us, really. So we're very busy in two particular areas in Iringa where I'm based. Those are water projects and fuel efficient stoves. Just want to say a little bit about the progress on the water projects. I know you've been following a project we've been doing in Ihomasa. It's called the Ihomasa Water Project. It's that's a village of about 2,500 people, and we've been working on constructing a gravity water supply for that village over the last kind of 15 months or so, and the progress on that project is very good. The village has clean water now to 14 new water points. It's water that's come down from a spring up behind the village, and we're just actually working on finishing touches on that project. But what we're preparing for now, which is one of the things that we'd be looking for help for, is a new project which we're preparing for in Kiwere village. It's a village about 20 kilometres away from Iringa, where we live, and it's got a very severe problem with water. People are having to walk for about 2 hours, as it stands at the moment, to fetch water from the river. During the wet season, they can fetch water from kind of small ponds and puddles, really, that appear, but the water is not clean or safe. So we've put together a proposal for another gravity water supply, which will bring water from the river, which is several miles away, to the village, and supply about 2,000 people with clean water. We're working very closely at this stage with the church leaders and the leaders of the community to set up that project, and the community will be very involved. They have to contribute a lot of work and materials themselves, so that they have ownership of it, because they've put into the project, and we'll be training up that community to be able to maintain the water supply so that it's sustainable even after we've gone. So it's another gravity water supply, which is the kind of ideal kind of system that we like doing, because it's very simple technology. The water just flows from a source that's higher down to the village. There's no moving parts, so you don't need things like mechanical pumps and motors and engines, which are notoriously unreliable and have problems when they need repairing, and you don't have the skills or the right parts to fix them. So it's a very simple system, and we can train the local people there to maintain it. So we're working at this stage very closely with the pastor of the church, and he's working with the village leaders. And we're mobilising the community to get them ready, and we're looking to hopefully start that project around May, June this year. The other big need that we have at the moment in terms of fundraising is for a project vehicle. As you know, all our projects are out in rural areas, and we have to travel out to visit them and keep an eye on the projects. And we rely on having vehicles to get to those projects. So one of our trusty vehicles, which is a 1992 model Land Cruiser. So it's 23 years old now, and it's done 350,000 kilometres on Tanzanian roads, which are not in great state. And yeah, it hasn't got much life left in it. So we need to replace that vehicle. So we are trying to raise some funds to be able to replace that vehicle as well, which would be used in projects like the Kiwere water project that I've just mentioned, but in our other projects as well. We're doing fuel efficient stoves now. We've trained up stoves groups in in 5 villages now, and we've got 2 more villages that are going to be starting this year. And then we're doing other projects where we're just working on a simpler level, just with churches, just looking at how we can help the churches achieve their potential, just by asking the churches what their ideas are for what they're doing, and not necessarily doing big projects, bringing in funding from outside, but just helping to encourage the churches to use their own resources to serve the community. So we've got lots going on right now, which is really exciting. And as I say, we're very, very grateful for the support from Emmanuel Church. So thank you.
Hello, my name's David, and I work for London City Mission, and I'm based at their day centre in Weber Street in Waterloo in central London. And I'm sure you're pretty familiar with the work that we do there. In terms of specific projects, I've had to kind of to think about this a little bit, because a lot of what we do is fairly routine and is pretty kind of similar from day to day. But one of the key things that I've always thought is good about Weber Street is it's about relationships. So we're seeking to get to know people and to build relationships with people. And we also want people to know God, and we want people to have a relationship with him. So one of the distinctive things about Weber Street that people say when they come in and see Weber Street is one of the things that impacts them immediately. We have all these tables and chairs where people come in and sit down and eat food, etc. Is that on most, well, if not all of the tables there is a Bible. Which is good, but from time to time the numbers of Bibles go down because they disappear, either because people take them, either they're asked or not, or Bibles are given away, and they, over time they kind of get in a bit of state. So we are in need at the moment of some more Bibles. We've managed to get hold of some Polish and some Romanian Bibles, but it would be good to have some more Bibles in English that people could take and could read. And each morning we have a thought for the day. We have a talk from the Bible. So we'd like to point people to the Bible and to the particular passage and page that we're speaking from. That is one thing. Another thing in terms of kind of building relationships with guests, we're open from 9 until 12. So we've basically got a 3-hour window where we are with people. Lots of people just come in, they have breakfast, they get clothes or showers, and then they move on. But one thing we try and do is to build relationships with people and talk to people. And I was just kind of thinking about this and thinking that a good thing, if we could have, would be like a table football thing. It's very simple, very straightforward. But I think it would be good to engage with guests, and particularly to engage with guests who do not have English as their first language, which is probably more than 50% of the people who come into Weber Street. So it's just kind of like a way of building a contact. It may help to break down barriers with people. You go and sit on the table, they don't want to talk to you. It's difficult for you to communicate to them. So that's kind of another thing that I've been thinking of. And also, this is actually an idea that I stole from another organization, but we have a Bible study every Wednesday, and we've got a core group of people who come along to that, and we'd like to kind of treat them. I suppose it's not really as a kind of reward, but it's kind of like a way of taking the relationship further. So we're thinking this year of doing a trip. We're not sure where that will be, but having a day away to have a trip, to go away with the people, to see them actually in a different context, I think could be quite interesting. And to open up communication and stuff. So that's kind of like the other idea that we have of doing, and that we need money for, to be honest. In terms of things to pray for, one thing that you could pray for is to pray for myself and to pray for my assistant manager, Nick Labiche. Everything at Weber Street is working and functioning well, but the challenge for us is kind of where to take it next. So that's kind of what we are looking at. And I've just put in a proposal to London City Mission to go on a mission trip to Los Angeles to see a mission out there that works with homeless and the marginalized. So that's something that I've put in. So if you could pray for that the mission would look on that with favor, and that we would be able to go. The idea is to kind of get ideas and see what they're doing. And then I think just to pray for the staff and to pray for the men and women who come into Weber Street. We're particularly busy at the moment. We've got a lot of people who are coming in, so prayer for that would be appreciated. And finally, I'd just like to say thank you to Emmanuel Church, and to thank you for your prayers and for your continued financial support for us at Weber Street. It is greatly appreciated, and hopefully to see you at some time in the near future. God bless. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm John from Oxygen. I'm the director of Oxygen. I'm just going to tell you what we've been up to. It's been a challenging year, exciting one actually, and I'm really excited about where Oxygen is. We've had a few financial challenges over the last 18 months, 2 years, but it feels like we've really come through them, and we're now sort of on the front foot, looking forward. And when you've got a sort of more stable financial base, it means you can make bolder decisions about the future. So we're looking a bit further ahead into the future, and we've also made some appointments. We've appointed a head of youth work, so we've got another full-time worker. So it feels like we're in a really positive place, and really excited about what God's going to do with Oxygen in the future. I thought it'd be good if you just to hear about one of the projects that we have working not far from the church, up in Southborough School, and which we're looking to try and expand. And this is the knife crime project. So I'm just going to bring in Adam, who's going to talk to you a bit about that.
So I'm Adam. I'm the project leader for the knife crime project. What's the point? We are currently running our second project at Southborough School. The reason the project came about was the stabbing of a young person that had previously been a member of Oxygen Projects, and we were approached by the school after the incident, because rather than people contacting the police or calling an ambulance, they took out their camera phones and started to record this young person. So once the school got caught wind of that, they approached Oxygen to come in and do some work. So we went out and we got some funding from the neighbourhood grant. So the local residents actually voted for us, and we received the money to start up our programme. So initially the programme ran for 6 weeks, culminating in a curriculum day where we were able to draw on our network of local people that we know. That so we had solicitors come in, we had the police come in, we had paramedics, we had the street pastors, and the group that we worked with actually ran a drama workshop. So the whole point of our program is it's a peer-to-peer led education program. So we work with a bunch of boys for roughly 6 sessions, looking at choices and consequences. And the first time round, we took a trip to the Benkinsella exhibition, and Benkinsella was unfortunately stabbed in 1998, I think it was, and his sister was an actor on EastEnders, so she was able to draw a lot of media attention. So when we attended the project, it was a real eye-opener to see from a victim's perspective and the impact that knife crime has. So that was the first session. So we're currently, I'd say, midway through our second lot of young people at the school, and we've recently had a trip to Coldingley Prison for a program called Keep Out, which is a day inside the prison with workshops run by prisoners as a sort of an education day for the young people to see the harsh realities of the consequences of crime and all the things that go along with it. So we are now currently working our way towards running another curriculum day within the school that will educate the the peers in years 10 and 11. So it's something that, for me, in the past year, that is the piece of work that I've been most proud of to be involved with, and sort of actually stepping out and making a difference in our local community, which I think is Oxygen's role.
I also thought it would be useful for you to meet Troy, who we've been working with for a number of years, and we took on Troy as an apprentice.
Hi, my name's Troy. This year I'm doing an apprenticeship in youth work, and I'm also a member of Oxygen's Developing Leaders Group. I have been since it started. They basically take a group of people from all across the projects, so places like Kings Nimpton, Room 1, which they run at Coombe Boys School. We meet up, we grab them, take them away on a weekend away. So the last holiday we went on was on the Thames Boat Project, and we basically help them develop leadership skills.
I just wanted to say a big thank you to Emmanuel Church, because without the support of churches like yourselves, we wouldn't have that solid financial base from which to build, and that also means that we can retain that strong core, being a Christian organisation that's looking to try and reach out and share the gospel with the young people of Kingston. We also really value the support that we have from the congregation in terms of volunteers, and particularly keen to highlight the work that Paula is doing. Paula Banham, who comes from your church, she's working with a young person and she's mentoring them, and it's been really effective for this young person to have Paula sort of just meeting with her and checking how she is. Paula's got to know her mum as well, and it's just great to see how somebody from a local church is coming through Oxygen, just being able to mentor a young person and just make sure that they've got all the things they need, that they're got somebody they can talk to and help them to cope with the challenges that they're facing in life. So we're really pleased that Paula's involved, and hope that can continue. And as I say, I just want to say a big thank you to the church for the funding that you give. We do need it, and we desperately want to be growing the work that we're doing, and we're just really excited about the future, and we hope we can work more closely with you in the future. Thank you.
We really want to thank you for being with us all these years at Gehini. We've been there 13 years. My work as an eye surgeon, at Gehini, we have given over a lot of the eye work to locals already, but we've been called more towards doing something about maternal and neonatal care. There's a wonderful program that that's also in the UK, training people as a team in the maternal and neonatal care. And in England, they call it the prompt course. It's almost like drills, emergency drills that you go through as a team to be more effective in a maternal setting. We are quite involved with that now here in South Africa, to take it to Rwanda and to other mission hospitals, to see if we can improve the maternal and neonatal care. There's a blind school in a nearby town, and to see if it's possible, if we can also involve blind doulas. It's almost like assistant midwives to help with to be in the team for obstetric care. It's a wonderful time at the moment where we realize that God has really put this on our heart to come and do. What I would love to do is there's wonderful in the UK, so that the money being used is not is more effective. The prompt course to train people in teens, if Emmanuel Tolworth could contribute to the kit that goes with the prompt course, and it will be bought in the UK and the material in the UK for the training of midwives and staff at the hospitals in Rwanda. Thank you very much for your support and your prayers, and the prayers for the people of Africa, and your heart for Gahini and Rwanda. It's wonderful to be part of that, and what God has His mercy on a country that has gone through troubling times and has really improved so much. Thank you for your support.